Hey, Brandon.
What's up, Law?
You know what I think would make us look a little cooler and feel a little better?
What's that?
If we actually had some swag.
But where can we get some swag?
Perhaps if we went over to goodoldgamers.com/swag, we could find some of our swag.
That sounds like a swell idea.
You know, I'm thinking look good, feel good. So, listeners, if you want to look good and feel good, like me and Brandon just decided we're about to start doing, go on over to goodoldgamers.com/swag and get your swag home. Welcome, everybody, to the post-Thanksgiving and Black Friday apocalypse episode of Good Old Gamers Podcast. As always, I'm Lyle McClendon. I'm here with my buddy, Brandon Gentry.
Go fuck yourself, everyone. I hope you had a happy Thanksgiving.
Oh, I love that little bit of sweetness thrown on the edge there. We have a first-time guest with us tonight, longtime friend of mine, and he's a video game player and smartass, Seth Mitchell.
What's up, guys?
So we're gonna kick off tonight. We're coming at you tonight a little ill prepared because
Holidays.
It is November 28th. It is post, like I said, Thanksgiving and Black Friday holidays. We got a bullshit episode for you tonight.
You don't ever need an excuse for bullshit. It's good.
No,
Yeah.
you don't.
That's good.
But we're gonna go ahead and just kick it off as always. A little bit of news. What little we do have. This shit just in. King of Fighters 15 will be a PlayStation 4 exclusive.
Sweet.
I'm a pretty big fan. I like the King of Fighters series pretty well.
Never got into it myself.
It's, I might get crucified for saying this like usual, but to me, it's like the pinnacle of SNK fighters. I really like Fatal Fury, but, I mean, it's kind of like a spin-off sequel to Fatal Fury, so...
Okay.
It kind of combines all the characters from the SNK universe into one fighter. Kind of like Capcom does with their games, you know?
Yeah.
Same method. You know.
Yep.
Y'all.
No.
What else? What you got?
I don't have much. I saw
Me neither.
that the Earthbound creator, Shigesato Itoi, I think that's how you say it. It's close enough either way.
Somebody will call in or chime in and
Yeah.
let you know if you're wrong. It's okay.
Anyways,
Embrace the
he was talking about how there's never going to be a Mother 4 or Earthbound 4, however you want to say it. And he said there's never going to be another one because he doesn't have any good ideas for it and he's not going to force one. So I'm like, thumbs up.
Yeah, that's kind of awesome. Thank you.
He said he's glad making Earthbound isn't his job because if it was, he'd had to make a fourth and fifth one now, and it wouldn't be that good. It said it, he's sure he can make money off of it, but it wouldn't.
You don't want to sacrifice the integrity of the actual series.
Yeah, Call of Duty.
Yeah,
That's a good
every other game that's out.
Because it's just like now there's just nothing but remakes of movies and everything.
Well,
Everybody's
the
just after a
video
paycheck.
game market's suffering just like the movie market is because it's a lot of its reduxes and shit are sequels, and I don't mind sequels, but just churning out the same shit over and over.
Make it good.
Yeah.
Like, I haven't been vendetta with Assassin's Creed games. I do not like the Assassin's Creed series. It's enjoyable, I guess, but I just can't get into it.
I've never been able to get into
They're
it.
fun for like the first 30 minutes you play, and then you're like, I don't
But
want
dude,
to do this anymore.
Ubisoft does Assassin's Creed, right?
Yes.
They churn out one.
Every year.
So many. It's just like Call of Duty. They just
Yeah.
churn shit out to be churning it out.
It's like Pirates of the Caribbean movies.
Speaking of shooters, this is something we might get in trouble for, but who gives a fuck? EA is giving away a bunch of free stuff in the form of DLC for Star Wars Battlefront, and are also about to start paying celebrities to endorse Star Wars Battlefront.
Oh, joy.
Because the word on the street, and I can't confirm this because I haven't played the full game. I've only played the beta. But the word on the street is Battlefront sucks.
That sucks because it looked awesome in the beta.
The beta was great.
Everyone loved the beta. I didn't say anything bad about it.
I like I said, I can't say yay or nay because I haven't played the full game yet. I enjoyed the beta very well. A bunch of people complained about it was too hard to shoot people, and I'm like, well, have you ever played a fucking Battlefield game? You know, it's not like Call of Duty. You don't have a fucking hit radius. You don't shoot their personal bubble and kill the person.
Right.
You gotta be right on fucking target. And I don't know. I'm just hearing a lot of people say it sucks. I won't say yay or nay. It doesn't have a single player mode.
I'm fine with that, to be honest.
Which, I mean...
Any of the Battlefield games and the old Battlefronts, the single player is basically multiplayer with bots.
The Call of Duty games, even when I played Call of Duty, I never once really played... I've never played the single player mode on any of the Call of Duties.
The first 3 Call of Duties had a really good single player. And after that, it's
you talking about like Modern Warfare?
No.
You're talking about like Call of Duty.
Call of Duty, like the originals. Back on like the original Xbox.
Yeah, that's... I'm talking about the newer shit, though. It comes out, like, you buy that shit for multiplayer.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. That's what I was saying, though. Like, the first 3 I know had a good single player, and after that, they started just grinding out the
story mode to go to multiplayer kind of deal.
Pretty much, yeah.
Retro City Rampage is getting a sequel.
That's pretty cool.
I've
never beat that game. I mean, I never tried to beat it, but
I have it on 3DS. I beat it on there, and I enjoyed the hell out of it.
Yeah, it was a fun game.
It's like an 8-bit, in case you're clueless of their set.
Yeah,
it's like
pretty out of the zone on that one.
It's like an 8-bit Grand Theft Auto kind of, but it's a play on video games in general. Like there's
Wait,
a lot
like
of
the old Grand Theft Auto with
the
the aerial view,
top down. It's got a lot of plays on like other video games and shit though.
And
like,
just retro stuff. Like I know the first one had a lot of Back to the Future shit in it.
Yeah,
that's my jam.
Retro Meat Boy, which is like a Virtual Boy game, but it's Super Meat Boy.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. Had Bit Trip Runner in it.
Mm-hmm.
Shit like that. It's pretty cool. Yeah.
Saw that there's modders remaking Fallout 1 with New Vegas. So it looks pretty fucking awesome so far. I'm pretty stoked for that.
That's cool.
This is Fallout, like, you know, everyone who listens knows Fallout 1 and 2 are my favorite. I consider those Fallout games, and everything else, including 4, is a fucking spin-off of it. Like, those are Fallout.
Well, it changes the gameplay so much. Like, it goes from the point and click to the first person, third person.
Yeah, and, you know, you wouldn't think so, but in a lot of that, they've really took away a lot of the freedoms in the original games, even though they're sold as sandboxy games. They're still not nearly as free as the old Fallout games. That's why I like New Vegas better than 3, because it wasn't made by Bethesda. It was made by, who was it, Obsidian?
Yes, I think.
Yeah, they made it a lot more open-ended. But yeah, I think that's why they went with that engine too for the mod. But yeah. If you like the Fallout games, then maybe they'll eventually do 2 as well.
I have Fallout 3, but I still have never played it. I got it just when you bought Fallout 4 on Xbox One, you get a download for Fallout 3.
It's alright. It's not amazing.
Fallout 2 was the last one I'd played before going into Fallout 4. I like Fallout 4, though. I've wasted quite a bit of hours on it already.
Fallout New Vegas is Obsidian Entertainment.
Okay.
Nice.
Sweet.
Nice. Thank you there. Very, very handy of you.
Fact checking.
But the only other thing I had was they said original Xbox titles backwards compatibility might be a thing for 360 eventually, or
cool.
For Xbox One eventually, along with 360. I'm pretty happy about the backwards compatibility thing. I can finally play Fable 2 on Xbox One. I was pretty happy about that.
It seems like it'd be in the console's favor, because they don't lose anything by allowing consumers to play retrofit games on the new console.
That's just more selling point.
Like, if anything, that seems like that might break somebody like from becoming a PlayStation 4 user to being it. Because like for me, like I play games, but there's not like a strong selling point per se between Xbox One and PS4. But I don't have the money to where I'm going to be the kind of person to like have both.
Yeah.
So there could be a small little factor like that, like being able to play retro games on the console.
And what I really liked with the Wii U is like all the Wii hardware works with the Wii U.
Right.
So I've got a million Wiimotes and stuff. So I'm getting the Wii U from Gates for Christmas. So
that's how you actually do a fucking upgrade.
Yeah.
Right.
Utilize.
There's no reason why the 360 controllers can't work with the one.
Yeah, hardware shouldn't be the upgrade any longer because we're in a technologically advanced era to where like you should be able to buy a console and for at least X amount of years that be the only console you have to have and all the upgrades be software.
I don't know. It's a shame that they stopped that with PlayStation 3. That generation stopped that because even PlayStation 2. You could use PS1 controllers on a PlayStation 2. You could play PS1. You know, that was one of the cool things. Is like, you don't have to fucking put your
Sega
PlayStation
was really good about that when they were in business.
Because
Sega just is like, we got to crank out every fucking different way we can think of to play our same shit.
Yeah.
You excited about the cider? Here's a 32X. Don't be too shabbed at us.
Dude, because
at least your controllers work.
As a Sega kid,
exactly.
I had, the console.
Seth is a Sega kid.
I was a Sega kid. I had the console with the headphone jack and the independent volume. For
Model
the headphone,
1.
And then I got my Genesis, that was just power reset.
You had the Model 1 Genesis, then you got that Model 2.
Yeah. So basically, they sold me twice for no reason. Because I had the same console that would have played any game I wanted.
Yeah.
For that, but because it was new, guess what? I asked for that for Christmas, I got it. So.
I had a Sega Genesis and a Sega 32X time. My grandparents bought me a Nomad for Christmas. And I wish now in retrospect I would have kept it because I traded my Nomad for a Game Gear. And the only reason I done that is because I did not have a Game Gear at the time. But now I'm like, oh my God, Nomad's worth so much more. But you live, you learn kind of deal. You want to do Vault's Game of the Week?
Let's do it.
Vault's Game of the Week this week is one of my personal favorites, Grand Theft Auto 5.
All right.
You've heard me talk about this several times. Grand Theft Auto 5, to me, if I got stuck on a fucking island and had to carry like one modern game with me, I'm not going to say like one game period, but one modern game, it'd be Grand Theft Auto 5.
I can attest to this. After you got it, the first 3 or 4 times we hung out, after you got that game, consisted of me watching you play that game.
Dude, I got hooked. And I still am pretty hooked. Like, I had it on PS3, got hooked on that, then I upgraded to the Xbox One version and just got re-addicted all over again. GTA Online's where it's at because you can do so much shit on there to make money and level up your character. All I ever do is get on there and fucking kill people.
And piss people off.
Just piss people off. One of my favorite things to do is to get my crotch rocket or my dirt bike. Because either one I can shake people pretty well on. Go up and just shoot at somebody and get them pissed off where they'll chase you. And just see how long you can outrun them and gun them for. Well, I love that shit. It gets my heart pumping. It's the most exercise I get all week long.
I definitely watched you kill
outside of work.
I definitely watched you kill the same online player like 6 times, and it turned into an epic debacle of you running away from them the last time because like they were bringing the house.
Yeah, dude, I pissed off that guy one night so bad he went and got like him and his buddies were playing, and they were all riding around in the same car. And I kept just like rocket launching their car and blowing all 3 of them up. And they all ended up going and getting 3 separate tanks. And the only fucking person they went for on that whole map was my ass. I even bought a house on the opposite side of the map on GTA Online. That way if I piss enough people off, I can get over there and like use that as a safe house. Then motherfuckers come and sit outside and waited on me. And I just strolled out on the map unknowingly. And they were just like 3 tank blasts. Killed my ass. Like, blew my fucking car up. They were like, bad sport. You've been charged $682 for that piece of shit. Wow. Drives on GTA Online. I'm like, it represents real life. God damn it.
What's really hood?
Yeah, what's really hood, motherfucker? But That's Vault's game of the week. It's Grand Theft Auto 5. That's such a huge game. You don't really need me to sit here and give you a complete summary of Grand Theft Auto 5.
Kill people and steal cars.
Yep, the good things in life. You can go down to Vault, though, if you're relevant to, like, North Alabama or anywhere in Alabama. If not, you can still probably do some dealings with them. Pick up the phone, call them. They got... What? Oh, shit. I thought you were going to say something. They got everything from old stuff to current stuff. Atari 2600 all the way up to Xbox One, PS4. They're cool to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
We still got that thing going. If you go in and call David a bitch that works there, you could possibly get a video game. I don't think anybody's done it yet. I haven't heard of anybody doing it. But
Call him a bitch. That makes me think of us watching Gang Wars 2 back in the day.
It does.
They be out there cripping and shit. That shit looked fun to me.
It does.
So go out there and be a real crip. Call David a bitch.
Yeah. Get your colors. Call David a bitch. We'll give you a blue NES game. Or if you're a blood and you'd prefer to call David a biatch, we'll give you a red. And we might find a maximum carnage for you. We'll do something.
Yeah.
But anyways, go check them out. They're a cool store. I guess it's time for Arcade Arcana.
Yeah.
We got a doozy for this one.
For your, what was it, the Dongs of Kong?
This is the second installment of the 4-part Dongs of Kong series.
Or Donkey Dong in this case.
Donkey Dong would be a good one too. But I don't know. Either way, it's all Dongs of Kong. But what I'm doing is I'm showcasing pretty much Donkey Kong ripoffs. Last week we did Crazy Kong, which is fairly similar to Donkey Kong. A little bit different. This week we got an absolute ripoff that is a fucking Shizzle fest.
Shitbird.
And I'm glad everybody at the table tonight has played this shit with us, so everybody knows exactly what we're talking about. Tonight's game is a game called Logger. You can tell it just sounds like a shit.
The shitbird.
Like a logger. Yeah. Logger is AKA the shitbird of Shittsburg.
Did you punish me by making me play it?
Brandon, did you feel punished having to play Logger?
No, not really. I've played worse.
Yeah.
It's still pretty awful, though.
It is bad. Logger is a 1982 arcade game by Century Electronics. It was a wide release platformer. It's a vertical orientation game, of course. Pretty much a Donkey Kong clone. You got to control a joystick, 4-way joystick to move directional and a jump button. And you play as a logger who has had your axe stolen by a pissy ass old bird. A shitbird from Shittsburg that takes your axe away, and he
magically changes colors.
I don't know what the fuck he tumbles at you. It's some sort of glowing radioactive eggs.
Copyright.
Of some sort.
Copyright.
It does kind of look like he's shitting them out.
This bird shits these things at you.
He's blue, he's red, and he's brown as far as I saw.
Yeah, the bird changes multiple colors from what levels we were actually able to progress into. This game has really, I can't really stress without the people listening playing. This game has really, really liquid diarrhea shit controls.
Yeah, it's pretty
and
damn
sound
awful.
effects.
The sound effects are really bad. What was it you said?
It's like
everybody knows the walking in Donkey Kong. The basic.
Yeah.
Well, that even sounded rough too. The basic walking from Donkey Kong. Most people are familiar with what that sounds like. What'd you say that the guy walking in a logger sounds like?
Like latex porn, like latex stroking, like a latex hand job.
A wet latex hand job is what this logger
kind
sounds
of reminded
like when he
me
walks.
of fisting like a jar full of jelly.
Yeah,
Not that I know what that sounds like.
Because the porn's about to be rough when the guy's got kitchen gloves up to his elbows and goggles on. You know what you're about to watch. Well, as soon as I heard that, I knew what
the
kind of game
open
we were about
line
to
for
play.
the pornos. Get her, Johnny, get her.
Get her, brother.
you know. But you do the same shit you do in Donkey Kong. You climb some ladders, dodging these radioactive shit eggs from the shit bird from Shitsburg. And you get to the top and jump into the bird, and you get. I noticed when you get to the actual bird, you get a 2,400 point bonus, which is odd. That it's 2,400 points.
Was there any?
That's the Dirty Bird. That's the Dirty Bird special right there.
2,400.
Was there any analog for the hammer in the game? I didn't see anything.
No, there's little berry things that hang where the hammers normally, but I couldn't even these dingleberries. I couldn't even figure out how to get them for points.
Did we ever figure out what the voice modulation was actually trying to say?
That's a good point you brought up. It is one of the first arcade games to have voice modulation. I know it sounded like it was saying shit diamond or shit hammer because it go shit hammer. Shit hammer.
Yeah.
Something like that.
I described it as Stephen Hawking with a lisp.
Yeah, that's pretty spot on.
He's still using Windows 8. Slow down. But we only made it to the third level, the conveyor belt level.
With the actual brown shitbird.
The conveyor belt platforms cycle in this one. Like you have three that, if you know on Donkey Kong, you got the ones that go up and the ones that go down. Mm-hmm. You got one platform where the flame can come up on. You got to clear to go across. This one, the three go up on the left side, wait a fucking minute, and then come down on the right side.
And the span is weird because they disappear on the left side. And then there's a significant gap before they start coming down on the right side.
There's like a 10-second delay for them to start coming back down.
So you better not have shit to do.
We never made it past the third level. I'm assuming the fourth level is the pulling the pins out on the bird kind of deal, but we never made it that fucking far. So pretty much, long story short, Logger by Century Electronics in 1982 is a big log of shit.
Yeah.
And you should probably avoid it at all costs.
Or play it once just for the laughs.
That's what I was going to say, though. But torture yourself and get on MAME and look it up. It's just called Logger.
So thus far, is this the taker, the title, the Dong of Kongs?
I haven't witnessed the other ones, but
this
it probably has to be.
This one will probably actually be the worst, but I do have a contender that might rival this one, and we'll have to decide that when you play it next week. But
okay.
I have this, and the last one I'm going to finish the series up. It's going to be a good one. I think a pretty good one. It's going to be a newer one, kind of a little surprise to this series, but I think people will enjoy it.
The Shitbird from Shitsburg.
Yeah. So you can look up Logger on MAME and download it all day long. See what up with it.
Or find the person who killed themselves for buying the cabinet. And
yeah. I noticed the company, it said they only made like 16 cabinets. I'm just kind of like, 16 different, game cabinets. I'm just kind of like, wow, fucking wonder why, Well, what you wanna, you got something up your sleeve for this week?
Yes. Yeah, because I'm getting up over the flu, so no rage rant.
Your blood pressure's not that high today.
No. So it's a system restore. This one.
Nice.
Fallout Tactics, Brotherhood of Steel.
Very nice. I just joined the Brotherhood of Steel on Fallout 4, by the way.
Cool. This is a 2001 game by Micro Forte. And it's actually right after Bethesda bought the rights to Fallout because it's published by Bethesda. It plays like the original Fallout games. It's got more of a tactical emphasis on it. There's a lot less dialogue, not much emphasis on the story in this game. Compared to the older Fallouts, it's a lot more advanced in its combat because you can cycle through positions like crouching and prone and all kinds of shit.
Way
like
more
that.
tactical.
Yeah.
Kind of.
You didn't really cross a map like in the old Fallout games. You just kind of went through a series of missions, and you had like a central hub you were at, which was a Brotherhood of Steel base. In between those missions, where you could like recruit new members to your team and get new equipment and stuff like that.
Nice.
to my knowledge, it's the only Fallout game where you can get a Death Claw on your team.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I hate those fucking things with a passion.
At some point, you fight guys who control Death Claws in that game, and it's kind of a dick. One of my favorite moments, though, you fight the Canadian Army, and they come at you with squirt guns.
Nice. I was wondering if maybe they would just throw a rock or something at you.
But it's actually squirt guns filled with, like, acid or something, so it's not as harmless as you'd think, but still, it's a good joke.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, buddy. I'm not your friend.
No, I'm not your guy, buddy.
You can do it in real time or turn based. Its turn based goes from the traditional, each player has their own turn to squad based, where like your whole team goes and then their whole team goes.
Oh, that's cool.
The story takes place. You're an initiate in the Brotherhood of Steel, and you just kind of take part in a series of military campaigns, and it doesn't really. It kind of ties into the Fallout 1 and 2 in a way if you really pay attention to the minor things, but it's not directly related to those games. It's still. I don't know if it's a canon game or not. I think it is. It definitely takes place in the canon Fallout universe.
That's one thing I was going to ask you if it actually ties into the originals somewhat.
The main way it does is the original set the backstory, not so much that they affect what happened in the original games. I do know the ending of it was rather cool. You're left with a few different choices in the ending. Basically, there's this supercomputer that in the Cheyenne Mountains in this huge ass base that you went and took back over. And there's a computer there. I think it's called the calculator or something, but it runs off human brains, and the human brains that are in it like determine what it does. And I can't remember. I think you just had to destroy the brains, or they got destroyed, one or the two. And like your options are basically you could just destroy this calculator and destroy like something that would be a huge boon to the wastelands and rebuilding civilization, or you could donate one of your party members' brains to it, and depending on who it was, kind of determine the ending of the game. Or you could also do your own.
That's kind of cool.
I think I remember choosing to have myself inserted into the computer, and based on the actions you've took, changes the outcome of the game.
Makes you either a savior or a fucking.
Because if you're an evil
destructor.
asshole, the computer becomes an evil asshole and ends up like fucking over the Brotherhood of Steel. Like it kills all the elders. I think it quietly kills all the elders and this initiates a lot of shitty laws in the wasteland. But anyways, for a game that has not such an emphasis on the story, it still has some pretty damn cool story elements to it. Really fun tactical gameplay. I'm not into those that much, but this one is one of the few that I've played through several times, and it was real good. So yeah, if you like the original Fallout games or just interested in them, check out Fallout Tactics. I know you can get it pretty damn cheap at the usual places, Good Old Games, Steam. So, yeah, check it out. Fallout Tactics, Brotherhood of Steel.
Your system has been restored. Nice. Very nice. Well, I guess we can just start bullshitting now, right?
I reckon so.
That's what we're going to do, not just ramble, I guess.
Ramble.
I'm a rambling man. I know that's not right at all, but it's okay.
Close enough.
Yeah. I know it was, Lord, I was born a rambling man, not I'm a rambling man. What do you want to talk about? You been playing anything recently?
All I've been playing recently is my thing I'm gonna cover for shit and Fallout 4.
Okay, that could be a viable point because I've been playing it. What do you like about Fallout 4?
Don't
worry, I'll wait.
Yeah.
Personal chuckle.
There's a few points that I liked. I kind of like the whole synth story, like how there's this underground railroad going with I haven't got deep into that part of the story yet, so I don't want to say.
I'm just now figuring out about the Institute and everything.
basically, for those who don't know, there's an institute of scientists who are making these. Basically, they're making Terminators.
Yeah,
Humanoid robots that can look like humans, and apparently, a lot of people are disappearing, or they're having doppelgangers created of them. I think, from what I've gathered, I haven't played through the entire game yet.
You made a detective pretty early on in the game. It's actually a synth. Have you done that yet?
No, you just spoiled it for me. No, it's fine. I don't care.
Well, I mean, you can tell right off the bat, but I won't spoil. What happens.
I don't give too much of shit about spoilers.
Well, I know how you are about being pissy, so let me ask this: what pisses you off about Fallout 4?
Inventory management.
Wow, that was right off the brain.
Answer.
That was right off the brain.
Like, he was ready for that. Like,
well, that's one of the things that's kind of driven me to stop playing the game almost, because you have to have so many fucking ingredients to build shit and make mods, which leads me to pick up every fucking thing I find in the wasteland, which leads me to have to sort and choose every fucking thing
you
I
gotta
pick
drop
up.
shit randomly when you find a badass new weapon.
Yeah, and I'm even picking up old guns so I can equip my settlers and all this shit, and I'm kind of just fed up with it. Like, if they were gonna do this, they should have given you a lot higher weight limit or made half the shit weightless. I understand that there's a survival aspect to it, and I appreciate that, but it's not a game that's hard to find resources in. So to me, that's not an excuse to do that.
Yeah.
They forgot that they were making a game, not a simulator in that aspect. It really kills the fun for me. Having to sit there and sort through all that feels like a fucking job. and it seems like every other mission I have is, hey, go over here to this new settlement and kill
these raiders.
Yeah, go kill 5 pigs, and then they'll join your team. And then you gotta give them defenses and all this shit, which you need more random fucking shit that you have to sort through your inventory for. So, yeah, that's by far my least favorite part of this.
I do understand where you're coming from on that, because there's been several times where I'm just carrying around all kinds of junk, and I'll discover a weapon or something I want, and you'll pick it up and be like, you're carrying too many items to run. So you gotta fucking drop a bunch of shit. One thing I didn't know that I did discover is like your building stations.
Oh yeah, they hold everything.
They share between stations. Like, if you go to Sanctuary and put all your shit in the inventory there, you can go to the other settlements that have joined the Minuteman. And
there's a big asterisk for that. You have to have the local leader perk, and you've had to send people on supply runs. Otherwise, they don't share.
Okay, well, never mind. I'm not that deep into it yet, I don't guess.
But yeah, that's very useful to do to get that local leader perk and send your settlers off to run supply runs, just for that. But I don't know. I'm still trying to think of points I really liked about it. At first, I really liked the way power armor worked, but then it became just such a fucking hassle that I don't use power armor anymore. Because you have to keep it fueled with the fusion cores, and
that does aggravate the shit.
I don't like
out
the
of
way
me.
it fucks with your vision. I don't know. There's too much shit on the screen at that point. So yeah, I usually go for power armor in those games because it's just another suit of armor. It's just better.
Yeah.
Now it's just like a mech suit you get into, and it's just kind of a fucking hassle.
The fusion core thing did frustrate me because the first power suit I got died pretty quick, and I know you can get on fucking Google and figure out power core locations and shit, but I didn't want to do that, and it literally took me a while to actually come across another one in the wild.
I've got like 3 or 4 suits of power armor at different places now that just sit there, and I think I've got plenty of cores too. I just don't give a shit. I didn't even make a stealth character, and I ended up just sneaking around everywhere anyways, and power armor is not conducive to that.
Yeah.
So yeah, fuck power armor. I'm just going to my typical sharpshooter build in those games with like maxed out luck and perception, and just maxing out my rifles and stuff.
That's one thing I've been doing. I've utilized the sniper rifle on that game more than anything, and I'm not a big sniper in games. I've never been that great at it, but I've been I've killed my fair share of super mutants and shit so far with a sniper rifle.
I think one of the things I do the most with it is I go to a ghoul infested place and I use VATS to show me the hidden ghouls. Then I'll just pop them while they're laying down on the ground. I'm like, yeah, bitch.
Nice. Get them while they're sleeping.
Yeah.
Get her, Johnny.
Get her, Johnny, get her. Bring on the cuckolding.
One thing I really liked about the game was the laser muskets. At first, I hated it. Then I realized you can get the mods to increase the amount of times you can crank it.
Yeah.
So I'll crank one up to 4 and fucking one hit kill anything. That was pretty cool for a while. And then that kind of wore off. The novelty of it wore off on me, but that was really cool.
I got that cryolator right at the very beginning using the dog when I heard about that. And
yeah.
I still have it. It's a backup thing. It's good if you got something that just runs up on you because you can freeze it and slow it down a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of swap to an auxiliary weapon and go into the VAT system. I like it. I'm not as deep into like that kind of game like you are. So I mean, I understand where you're coming from on what you don't like because I've shared a lot of the same fucking frustrations with that shit as well. Especially the power armor thing, because I literally have maybe used power armor. I'm like 28 hours in, and I've literally maybe used that shit for 30 minutes.
Yeah,
if that.
And all the old Fallout games, like no matter your build, you almost always went for some kind of power armor. It's like your in-game gear, and now it's just kind of like the specialness of it's wore off. Like it's not that great. I mean, it's awesome, but it's not that amazing.
It's Skyrim with a Fallout facelift, pretty much. I like the little games that are included in
For the
Fallout.
most part, I haven't played them. I played the Donkey Kong one, and that's about it.
I just landed the Dragon Warrior style game. It's pretty cool. It's your basic turn-based. Got a party of 3 turn-based.
I don't like the building mode in settlements. It's too fucking restrictive. Because if you notice in a Bethesda game, everything clips. Everything clips. Because it's damn near impossible to make a world that size without having everything clipping into each other.
Yeah.
But when you're building, you can't clip. You like if you're making fences, you can't make them clip. So either they got to use the really rigid way that they have them made up, or you can't have them.
I did notice that building a house, like putting the roof on the house using
good
certain
fucking luck.
It looked like hammered shit, and I broke it down and went back and like changed my roof style where it just looked. It doesn't really even fucking matter because it's in game, but still, I'm like, man, that looks like shit. I work in the construction industry. I'm not going to sit there and look at a fucking janked up shack that I just spent time and resources to fucking build without it looking right.
Yeah, I just if I build something, it's a prefab. I don't try and mess with that janky ass system anymore because they need to let you fucking clip.
Internally, you don't want it to look like some hillbilly meth monkey shack. Like,
well, fuck no, you're already living in the apocalypse after atomic war. Like,
right?
Why in the fuck you just want to make it worse?
There's no bathtub gimmicks here,
Yet. My character is addicted to Psycho. He's a drug addicted. Cuckold Grim Wallace is
I've learned from
wandering drug addict.
From my past games that drugs are best used on very rare occasion, but mostly as a way to get caps. They usually sell for a decent amount. On a rare occasion, I'll pop something if I need the extra 2 strength to get something. I can't give up dropping something, so I'll get the extra 2 strength from buff out. And
yeah, I got pretty hooked on buff out there for a minute. I had an issue.
Very rarely use
Spy
Med-X
out on
for the
buff out.
damage resistance. Main things I use though are Rad-X, Radaway, and Stimpax.
Sorry. I use a lot of right away. Quite a bit.
I know someone.
My armor upgrade now.
Someone
I don't have to really worry about getting radiation as much.
I know somewhere in Diamond City, there's a lady or a dude who will sell you a hazmat suit, which is awesome. It gives you 1,000 rad protection. So if there's something in a heavily radiated area, you can just throw it on.
That's awesome because I've actually am to a mission now where I've got to go into a place called the Glowing Sea, which is like a radiation zone. So that would be most
Yeah,
helpful.
look around for that. It's very cheap too. So
Because everybody I've talked to is like, you better have about 50 containers of Rad-X and
or just
right away to go into there. And I'm just like, nah, I'll wait it out. I figured, where I'm at in the game, I figured I could level up to some point, and actually get a viable means of going into this place. Because the way they talked, I figure I'm going to go in there and there's going to be a bunch of radioactive shit that's going to want to fucking
some glowing ones.
kill the fuck out of me, Mirelux, is that what they're called?
The big crab guys?
Yes. Fuck them things to hell and back. They're a bunch of cock smokers. Yeah. Anyways, we had to take a piss break.
Yep.
Yeah. Dude, it was so bad. I'm pretty sure on the audio you're going to hear this chair where I was just like wiggling for like the last however long.
Keeping your bladder suppressed.
Yeah, dude. It was tough.
Do you think we're going to end up on the podcast this year doing maybe like a game of the year kind of deal?
Maybe.
I think we should. I've got a few contenders.
I really don't, but yeah.
Metal Gear Solid 5 is mine still to this day. They're actually they're doing something. There's some sort of secret Metal Gear Online event that started like today. I think something to do with like nuclear disarmament. I don't know really what.
Was it one of them alternate reality bullshit things?
I think so.
Yeah.
I haven't even played Metal Gear Online yet. Josh has rant and raved about it a couple times to me. He says it's actually really good, but I haven't.
Dude, Metal Gear Solid's when that game came out, it was totally unlike any game I'd ever played.
Metal Gear Solid, literally that changed me.
Yeah, because
forever.
like just the game style, like the approach, and like the way your character had to approach the storyline, it was like completely different than any game I ever played. And I'm not a very patient person in general, but that game definitely slowed my roll a little bit because I like wanted to be good at it, and just the approach of the game wasn't necessarily just like balls to the wall, let's shoot up some people. Like there was a stealth and
oh yeah,
just
definitely
the approach.
I liked all the meta shit in the Metal Gear games originally. Like one of the things that baffled me is there's a codec you're supposed to have. I think it's to reach Meredith, and Campbell in the first Metal Gear just keeps going, you should check the back of the CD case. And I'm like, what fucking CD case? I'm like, is there a CD case in the game that I'm supposed to find? So I'm searching desks and all this and never find anything. And one day I come home and I was like looking on the back of the Metal Gear actual game case and her fucking codec's on there.
Yep.
And I was just like, that's amazing. Like, that's so ingenious.
Yeah.
That's one thing about the Metal Gear games is like Hideo Kojima has found many ingenious ways to like kind of reach out past the game. Metal Gear Solid 5, as far as I can tell so far, I don't know as I haven't beaten it yet, but I don't think it really has anything like that.
What sold me on it originally, because you remember when you bought your PlayStation, and then with most high-profile games, Sony was the first company to be like, well, let's tease people with games. And you would get a demo disc.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely. You'd have 4 or 5 games on there, and it'd let you play just enough.
Another downfall of Nintendo. It's not feasible to release demo cartridges.
Right. But it was awesome because, a lot of them, actually the overwhelming majority of the games on the demo disc sucked dick. They were terrible.
Literally or figuratively?
Probably a little both, But the ones that were good, like you were frustrated because that's all you could play. Because that's why I got into Tony Hawk Pro Skater. Was the demo for the first game. That's what sold me on that was that demo. And like, I think the game industry's lost that again. Like that was a really good selling point. Like,
oh yeah, especially with everything's digitally distributed now. There's no reason for them not to do that. Really.
Yeah, like
that's why I pirate half my shit because I'm not gonna buy it without playing it first.
Yeah, like why not?
That's one pitfall that we encountered one too many times originally back in the day buying games.
Yeah, because you were just...
That's why the mom and pop video store doesn't exist anymore. That's the reason you went and rented fucking games back in the day.
Yeah, because a lot of times, like, you didn't... Like, it could be an awesome game, but there was no point in buying it because you could rent it, and before it was due back, you could beat it.
Yeah,
that's
true.
Like, because my dad was a gamer, Like, when I was a little kid, man, I had as much fun watching my dad beat games as I did playing them myself.
That's how it was with my grandpa, like watching him play through the shit on Nintendo.
That's what made me love games, Like, because I'd watch my dad play, and you don't think about it, but you watch somebody play a game, and you start to figure out, like, what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Approach-wise, that makes it... It's just like watching anything else. Like, one of my... There's actually two. Two of my favorite games I ever watched my dad play and beat. One of them was Bubsy on Sega. Which, dude, Bubsy was a good game. I don't care what anybody says. It was a good game.
The price is wrong on that one.
Oh, no, dude. Bubsy was a good game.
The price is wrong on that one.
The second one was Cool Spot.
I still, the price is still wrong on that game as
dude.
Well.
Like 7-Up is a terrible beverage. But
I do have that.
Is good.
I have that game and I do enjoy it, even though it is a blithering piece of shit.
But it's fun to play.
It's a Virgin Interactive game, so it's got a little bit of, Virgin Interactive. They churned out some pretty good games back in the day.
Yeah, those games are why I ended up loving Earthworm Jim. Like.
Earthworm Jim's one of Brandon's.
Groovy. Yeah, man.
That's one of Brandon's faves.
Earthworm Jim 1 and 2 were awesome. Earthworm Jim 3.
Fuck, that don't exist.
Nah, Earthworm Jim 3 was like the bastard fucking spin-off game. It wasn't a true sequel.
It's like when you don't wipe your butt well enough and you have to go back to work and then you have to crust butt while you're working and it just keeps aggravating you slowly in the background.
It's like a piece of sandpaper tucked between your ass cheeks.
It's terrible.
That's the most disgusting thing I've heard all day.
Tell me I'm wrong.
Go.
Lyle's experienced it. He's just...
Old crust butt.
Old crust butt.
Would you rather have crust butt or mud butt?
Yep.
Oh.
Funny little story one time. This has nothing to do with video games, but mud butt. Me and Jesse Cook were driving to Decatur one day, and we took a little back road through Falkville and Eva. And we ended up at this little place outside of Faultville called the Mud Mart. And graffiti artists had went up to the sign. And my graffiti artist, it was probably some fucking 11-year-old inbred kid, but somebody went up to the sign and just with a black spray can X'd out Mart and just wrote butt underneath it.
See, I was expecting like a player with an M, like turn it into an F.
Oh no,
the mud fart. Those are the worst.
That would have been really great too. But
see, when we
seeing the shitty way they X'd out Mart, wrote butt in really shitty letters underneath it, dude. We pulled the car over. We were laughing so hard.
That makes me think of the bridge on 91, like coming out of Center Hill into Hanceville. Like there's a bridge, and for years and years when I was younger, it said, "I heart you, Sweatheart."
Sweatheart?
It wasn't Sweetheart, it was Sweatheart. Because they could not spell sweet, so it was I heart you, Sweatheart.
Oh my god.
Which is like a new level of dirty.
Sweatheart sounds like some 500-pound guy who's sitting naked in his trailer, like watching NASCAR.
Making YouTube videos of him eating 500 pizza rolls in 10 minutes.
The kind of guy that had a moment of silence for Dick Trickle. Which, by the way, is probably the most awesome NASCAR name ever.
We're getting off subject with NASCAR. I refuse to speak about NASCAR on our video. Speaking of NASCAR, did you ever play NASCAR Thunder on PlayStation though? That's
where you had paintball mode?
So we could turn this shit around. What a terrible goddamn game.
I remember after Dale Earnhardt died, I went to Walmart. They had the NASCAR demo, and I got the number 3 car and started crashing it into the wall. People were getting pissed at me.
Dude, That game.
Let's see how many people we can piss off right now being a Southern theme video game podcast.
You knew
What did Dale Earnhardt and Pink Floyd have in common?
The Wall.
That was their last great hit.
Oh god.
dude, because the theme, you knew it was trouble because the theme song for that game was that 38 Special song. God, what was the name of the song?
Shit, I don't know.
Hold
on loosely. Isn't that 38 Special?
I have no fucking clue.
Anyways.
We need a fact checker.
Anyways.
But yeah, paintball mode was the only good thing about that game.
You talking about, well, NASCAR pisses me off. Things in Fallout 4 piss you off. Bubsy pisses me off.
I love Bubsy.
What's some of the games that used to piss you off the most as a kid?
Irritating Stick.
Yeah,
that game was
irritating
awful.
Stick's pretty rough.
It was in the name, but you know,
It's pretty rough.
I've never played it.
oh, it
Well,
was.
it's a game that you meet this man down on the corner of 12th and 13th, and you say, "Hey, man," he's like, "Yeah, I got that irritating Stick."
Okay.
No.
I got you.
It's based on a Japanese game show. It's a PlayStation game, and you literally, the Japanese game show is these people have a metal stick and have to guide it through these metal mazes that are electrified. And if you hit it, it fucking blows
It's like
up.
amped up operation.
Yeah.
I actually have it on my main cabinet in there.
We need to get.
It's called Irritating
You need to
Maze
play
on the cab, but you use you got a little circle through a maze and can't touch the edges,
And
but you have a time limit.
It's terrible.
Really fucking hard.
If I didn't have anxiety before I got that game, I definitely had anxiety.
Hence
afterwards.
the name Irritating Stick.
Yeah.
I'm glad you know what that game is though.
Games that piss me off.
What games don't piss you off?
Yeah, but I mean,
I want the
games that I remember really like make me blow a gasket as a kid. Mario Kart 64 single player because the cheating ass AI, and it's just as bad on most of the new ones.
With the weapon selection alone.
Mm-hmm.
It's the weapon selection is totally contingent on what place you are in the race.
To the extent I can see it, but for the most part, like this is cheating ass AI. They get random ass speed boosts for no reason. They don't drive better. They got way better stats, and it's just like fuck you. You know, you cheating your way to beat me. You're not fucking not driving me.
Nintendo's just like, just keep in mind we're in control.
Mario Party was that way. Me and my cousin.
Oh my god, yes.
Me and my cousin
Yeah.
would play Mario Party and eat shitloads of warheads. Like
You get the blisters in your mouth from eating so many
where
warheads.
you like for 3 days you can't taste anything because you've ate so many warheads, and then you'd have the blister in your hand from doing the joystick.
I was fixing to say, me and Brandon suffered bodily injury. You bought? Did you or I buy Mario Party?
I knew
first?
I bought it.
I knew I bought it, but me and you rented it. Me and Brandon went and rented Mario Party over the summer one year. And me and him, we ended up, like he said, we both bought a copy of Mario Party. I still have mine sitting right there, actually. But
are we gonna bust that out
the
later?
it's a possibility. The bodily harm that we have endured, especially the fucking tug of war game.
Yeah.
I dread that shit so fucking bad.
Yeah, and that's why I've decided we're not going to have Mario Party at Game Fest because it wrecks controllers.
We would
They're ruined. That's where the joysticks just laying to one side because the controller's ruined.
it wrecks hands too.
Yeah.
We'd have to have a fucking nurse on site to clean up little kids' bloody palms and shit.
Karate Kid on crack cocaine. This hand wax on, this hand wax off. You know.
I'm just. What if you wax on and off at the same time, but it just becomes one fucking transcendental, man?
Then you're just waxed out.
You're just waxed out.
Yeah, the way, especially the newer one's even worse than the old one. The cheating ass AI, like
I have not played past Mario Party. I got Mario Party Island Tour on 3DS. That's about it.
I broke a couple controllers playing Smash Brothers.
Like you can play Mario Party, you can win every fucking mini game, do everything you possibly could do right, and still fucking lose because like the AI is just wandering around. Oh, it rolls a 3 and gets 2 fucking stars.
Right?
You know, it'll it pisses me off.
It's almost like gambling. They perpetually want you to fucking lose.
Yeah, except
Period.
they don't cash out any from it. They just fucking hate you and want you to die.
Yeah, dude, it'd be like artificial intelligence really happening.
Yeah.
Like, there's no gain. There's just like destruction of humanity.
We need not know humans.
Dude, Smash Brothers though will cause fistfights. Like, I'm not gonna name any names, but the most recent house I just lived at in Southside, like, we had an N64, and it ended up being just this Smash Brothers fest. Like, everybody'd be like, we're gonna party and drink, and then nobody'd be drinking. We'd just be playing Smash Brothers. And a couple of people I lived with, next thing you know, somebody's got a bloody nose because Smash Brothers went the wrong way, and like, that shit ruins lives even when you're an adult.
Smash Brothers is a big fucking deal right now. I didn't really take into account. I knew it was a big deal, but I didn't take into account how big competitively it's getting until I was talking to Alex about the Smash Brothers scene in college and shit right now, and it's pretty legit.
Dude, it's like how when we used to hang out and get weird, throw these quotes up, and play Halo.
I don't know about all that.
Oh, you know about getting weird. But we'd play Halo, and it would just be like, you just forget how long you're hanging out and playing. Well, it's like the same thing, but it's regressed. So, like, now it's Smash Brothers.
I suck at Smash Brothers, therefore I don't play it.
I mean, I'll play it. I'm not good at it. I can't see myself putting in the time to get competitive at it, because to me it's not a competitive type game. It's made from the ground up to be kind of casual fun.
Yeah, I'm a button pusher in Smash Brothers. Like, I mean, there's a lot of games I'll play seriously, but in that game I'm a button pusher. Like, and either I win or I don't, you know?
Yeah, to me it's just about the chaos that can happen in the game. That's what makes Smash Brothers. If I wanted this super serious one-on-one, I'd be playing Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, or something.
Right. And even those games, you might get away with winning. It's a button pusher.
Yeah.
There's nothing, like, every one of us has played a 5-year-old at one of those games, and they just whoop your ass on the reg.
Yeah.
They're just, like, doing the same thing over again, and you're like...
Spamming that fucking move.
They're like, damn it. I feel terrible because I want to punch a 5-year-old right now, you know, but...
Well, when they do that, you just get in the corner and just start Hadouken spamming or something. Like, okay, you sat there and spam uppercut. I'm just going to hit you with Hadoukens infinitely.
Dude, I want a t-shirt that says I'm going to hit you with Hadoukens infinitely.
It's just like a fucking Rainbow Ryu jumping forever. Like through Cosmos. It's a very internet savvy shirt.
That's like playing, like, people who play the first Mortal Kombat. You can do that with Liu Kang or Scorpion.
Yeah.
Like, you're either good at one or the other, but if you are good at that, anybody who plays with anybody else, you can stroke them. Like, all day you can stroke
Dude,
them.
I get a bunch of shit on Mortal Kombat X for using that fucking, Oh, dude, I would have to be drinking whiskey trying to talk about this, because I just forgot my character's name that I use.
The gun dude? Aaron or whatever.
Aaron Black.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's it.
Aaron Black. Yeah. I've been known to school a few people, and I'm going to go ahead and tell you, if you come against me online, WoW Royale, that is, and you pick Scorpion and plan on teleporting and get overhearing repeatedly, I will rip your asshole apart with a fucking shotgun on that game. So, do what you will and try what you might. You will fucking fail miserably.
On a side note,
I will talk some shit.
That game is pretty incredible.
It is. I do enjoy Mortal Kombat X pretty well.
I'm like, there's a lot of new, like, I sat quiet through a lot of, like, y'all talking about Fallout and stuff, because there's certain games that, like, I know people that play, and I could see where it's a good game, but it's just not my style.
Yeah.
But like the newer Mortal Kombat and stuff like that, I find myself, like, drinking with a buddy and playing. I'm like, damn, this makes me feel like I'm 10 years old, spending the night at a buddy's house, and I'm getting pissed.
Y'all want to go rent a game?
Oh, right, yeah. Well, these kids don't even know about that anymore.
No.
You know? Like, or renting a console.
Yeah.
Like, because I was a Sega kid.
Oh, yeah.
So
we talked about that in the TurboGrafx episode.
It was
that's how My grandpa used to rent that shit for me all the time.
Yeah, dude, it was a special deal because we would go rent Super Nintendo because I owned a Sega. We didn't own a Nintendo. You know, like Punch-Out, like Mike Tyson's Punch-Out and games like that.
I remember waiting for a while to rent an N64 before I ever got one.
I rented
because like everyone rented out of them constantly.
East Side Video in Hartselle, where I lived at the time when I was a kid. I've talked about this podcast before. They had Japanese consoles in before they were out, and I had the privilege of playing. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing, so I don't read Japanese, but played N64 and Super Mario 64 a full motherfucking year before that shit come out in America. And I just thought I was the
Well, you knew what they
coolest
were telling you in
motherfucker.
Japanese. You know, go bomb Pearl Harbor.
That's kind of my favorite. Chin Pokemon. They'll take down the American imperialist, capitalist, government chauvinistic pigs. Aww.
You know, people talk about the Xbox, PlayStation thing now, but I don't think there'll ever be a game battle like PlayStation N64.
No,
I had both.
even better. There will never be another Super Nintendo,
yes,
Sega Genesis
Yes.
battle. That was the original. That was the first console war. Because I mean, Nintendo had already dominated. Atari had fizzled out because the game crashed '83. That was the first. When 16-bit hit, that was when the fucking war began.
I still to this day stand by being a Sega kid though, and I like
still
it.
stand by being a Nintendo kid.
And I like Nintendo games, I do, but like Sonic did it for me.
Sonic is good, but that's about it.
Oh man,
The thing that gets me on Nintendo and Sega is I would play. You know, I was a Nintendo kid, and I was a spoiled brat. I had both at a certain point, but for the majority, I was a Nintendo kid, and I would play the Nintendo version of a game and then go play the Sega version of it. Mortal Kombat was one of the first games.
oh Sega version was so much better.
You can bitch and fucking moan all you want about not having blood in the SNES version, but it still does not matter because the no blood or not, the SNES version plays better, looks better, and sounds way fucking better than the Sega version.
Oh no,
I'm sorry to piss you off,
no.
but
The only Nintendo.
do you
Mortal
want me to
Com-
get a fucking comparison out tonight? Because I will prove my point to
The
you.
only Mortal Kombat that I think is better on Nintendo than
It's the
Sega
Game Boy
is
version.
well 2. No, well, Mortal Kombat 2 was better because fatalities and special moves were easier.
Mortal Kombat
on-
2 on classic consoles on SNES is the best Mortal Kombat in my opinion.
Yeah, that's the one I'll give to Nintendo over Sega. But Mortal Kombat 1, I'll take on
My
Sega.
Aunt Lisa bought me Mortal Kombat new for my birthday that year. I wore a fucking SNES controller out playing that game.
Console wars now are so sad compared to that. Cause
It's like a cell phone race, pretty much.
well, you know, both PlayStation and Xbox One, they're both like, oh, we're the best, even though we're practically the same fucking thing with all the same games.
Right, it's like they might as well just merge and just be this like
fucking conglomerate.
Well,
bullshit.
it's East versus West with the console race now. It's fucking Xbox.
it's Biggie and
Microsoft-
Tupac. It's Biggie and Tupac.
Microsoft is America. Sony is Japan.
Sony's almost like the rest of the world. It's really stacked up against Microsoft on that aspect.
Yeah.
Well, Sony provided a lot of the fucking hardware that Microsoft used to fucking develop their stuff.
I do like how Nintendo's like kind of like fuck the console wars. We're just gonna do our own thing, and it looks like it's starting to work for them finally.
It's that
Because Sega kind of died out after the Dreamcast, which was a cool enough console.
I love the Dream. That's
Dreamcast
my
was
favorite modern
great.
console.
Like, I didn't own it, but I had friends that did, and then I realized, like, it was really cool. I think they were just ahead of their times, and after that didn't pan out, Sega was like, you know what, let's just do games.
and then they even started doing pretty shitty at that.
Yeah.
Like, look
Yeah.
at some of the more recent Sonic the Hedgehog games.
Oh, dude, they were, like...
Way to screw the fucking pooch on your
They
own
really
franchise.
should just like hand over Sonic to like the people who make the official Nintendo games. Like, do something with us and just give us a cut.
Yeah,
Because
because Sonic
They ought
3D...
to just sold Sonic to fucking Nintendo and made Nintendo do it right.
The Sonic 3D game was what really disappointed me. Because, like, they had Sonic 1, Sonic 2, Sonic and Knuckles. Like, all those games
yeah,
were
I remember it in 3D now on the Genesis.
And it was terrible.
Yeah.
Like,
You talking about Sonic 3D Blast?
yeah.
The kind of like 3/4 isometric view
yes.
game.
Yeah, and it would like
what a
rotate.
piece of fucking shit.
As one
It
of
was
them
awful.
That's one of them games. If your connectors on your Genesis was just like loose enough, you stomp the floor, it'll bring up a cheat menu.
Nice.
Or you rattle whatever the Genesis is setting on. There's a lot of Genesis games I've experienced that with.
I loved my like Game Genie back in the day.
Yeah.
That's one of my fond memories of Sega, and then it became Game Shark when I played.
That's what
N64
introduced
later.
me to like kind of hacking and messing around the games, because Game Genies were hex editors. That's all they were. Once you figure that out, you kind of start fucking around and making your own codes for shit. And 99% of the times, it's gonna fuck your game up or do nothing. But sometimes you'd find something cool.
I remember when I was a real little kid, never putting together the fact that if you use the Game Genie on Super Mario Brothers 3 and did like the code where you have infinite P-Wing and can fly across the whole game.
Yeah.
When you beat Bowser at the end, he falls through the floor, you cannot go into the door to get Peach. It constantly flashes and pauses the fucking game. And I remember when I was a kid just being like, oh man, this game's broke. But never mind the fact that you're using a fucking somewhat illegal device to alter the game's code. I never thought about that bullshit. Never realized that Nintendo had Gloob's ass in court over that fucking Game Genie.
I love the
It's
Game
amazing.
Genie,
Yeah,
the Game Genie was fucking wonderful.
Because it
I
wasn't
loved
like you could just buy that shit anywhere.
I had the Game Boy Game Genie, the NES Game Genie.
It always seemed like real black market secondhand.
It kind of was.
Yeah,
like,
a little bit.
The Game Genie I had and then the Game Shark I had later were not bought at major retailers. Like they were I bought them secondhand.
My
from
Game Genie, I
somebody
do
else.
remember,
Like,
came from Wally World.
Yeah.
Because Gloob sold it. Codemasters made it, and Gloob sold it. And Gloob, they had such a strong foothold. That Micro Machines were still uber fucking popular at that point.
Right.
They were made by Gloob, so
Which
they had a
Micro Machines
foothold.
were awesome.
Yeah. You got a little car goes real fast. Oh, Micro Machines. that dude talks so fucking fast.
Dude,
I bet he was a mean ass auctioneer.
Those toy commercials when we were kids were so much better.
You can go over here and pump your gas and drive over here and kill 15 people driving on the wrong side of the road because you're drunk off fucking ether. Micro Machines.
It's like the guy that talked over Mark Summers on like Double Dare.
Mark
and stuff.
Summers is too busy in the back washing his fucking hands because he's a germaphobe.
Right, but it sounded like the same guy that did the voiceover for like Double Dare and like Wild and Crazy Kids.
Yeah.
Like,
Today the contestants will be the Stevenson family. John sells car, Martha bakes cakes, Ethan worships Satan, and Darlene goes to college.
woo! There's a bunch of wild and crazy kids.
I remember saying one of those shows. I can't even remember the fucking show, but I remember this kid. He's like, his whole deal was he could bite pieces of cheese into the shape of states. Like
That
like,
kid probably is
whoa.
worth $1 million
Yeah.
by now.
Dude, life as a kid watching Nickelodeon in the 90s.
Do you remember Nick Arcade?
Yes!
that was the best show.
Come on down to Nick Arcade because we're going to play.
Dude, I wanted to be in a video game so bad because
No
of that fucking
shit.
show. Because they don't tell you that it's some kid like trying to like.
Standing in front of a fucking green screen, looking at
Yeah.
a little screen, being
'Cause-
like, what am I doing?
Because they always looked like they had something wrong with them while they were playing that game.
Yeah.
And and like I'm like, man, sitting at home, I'm like, what an idiot! That would be so easy. I'd be killing this shit, but no, I wouldn't have, because
Yeah.
it's a green screen.
I always thought it was funny on Nick Arcade where they did the video challenge, where you got to go out on the floor and play the game. And they'd always put the person that is least likely to play video games
Right.
on the game, and then they put the person that should play the video game is the dumbass holding the fucking magnetic drawing board that's like, we got 9 points, let's wager 8. You fuck. Like, you just condemned us.
Dude, that like on that side tangent though, that era of Nickelodeon game shows like Legends of the Hidden Temple.
Oh, Legends of the
Yeah.
Hidden Temple's badass.
Oh man,
That was such a good. I liked Double Dare pretty well.
Double
The
Dare.
Double Dare NES game, not so much.
What was the one with the Astro Crag?
Oh, Guts.
Guts.
Man. Global
Oh my
Guts.
god!
I
The
love
thing
that.
I loved Guts, but the things I fucking hated about it was, you remember Mo, the
British
announcer?
lady?
Yeah, the British lady. They're like, the kids that just won the doppelganger, or not doppelganger. What was the big? What was the mountain they
The
climbed?
Crag.
Astro Crag.
Astro
That
Crag.
was the mountain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, what was the thing where they were bungee? You know, where they were bungee cord and they would jump and like dunk the basketball into the goal.
Oh
in the
yeah, I don't
center?
remember those called.
I just we were like, well, we're fresh off this game. Let's go down to Mo on the floor. Well, that's mine down here. I just jumped 50 feet. That's a terrible impression of her, but
It was like the kids' version of American Gladiator.
I remember
Yeah.
my grandpa
Which was
was all
also
like,
awesome.
"Who names their daughter Mo?"
Because, like, that was like, dude, and if you didn't watch American Gladiator as a kid and think that shit was awesome, like,
It's a piece of shit, but American Gladiators on NES is still one of my most favorite NES games because it's so shitty. It's wonderful.
they always had, like,
Wunderbar.
they always had those beefed up dudes, and then there'd be that one beefed
They
up
always got them
woman.
fucking crazy
Yeah.
names too, like Ray Silvergun.
Stellar diaphragm.
Biff Hamburg.
Dude, and there's always,
Killer McSlaughter.
and my dad, like, I never understood it when I was
Cuckold Grimwallace.
I never understood it when I was a kid, but like as an adult now, I get it. My dad and my uncles would laugh so hard when that just big ass bitch would just like train wreck one of the dudes when like they had the like paper doors. There'd be like 4 of them, and you had to choose, and like you either picked an open door or you picked one with
Because that
American
motherfucker
Gladiator.
got gladiated. American gladiated at that.
And then there'd be just that big ass bitch that would just train wreck some dude to the ground.
You remember that fucking game they had where you would stand up on that column real high in the air and the other person would swing on the rope and have to kick him off the column?
Yes.
I don't remember what the name of that shit was. They did it right before they did the
Yeah,
the
'cause they'd be
stereotypical
like-
American gladiator joust.
They'd be
They're-
bicycle kicking.
They're like beating each other with giant ear swabs.
Yeah.
That's a whole lot of earwax, Johnny.
Congratulations. Well, shit, we're about an hour and 15 in, so I think our bullshit tangents aside,
Yeah.
it's time for a lovely little segment Brandon does.
Yeah.
It's shit. If it's not solid gold, it's bullshit.
As y'all know, I've
Very
been
nice.
I've took it upon myself to go out on an epic quest to play all the games in my Steam library before I buy new ones.
I don't think it's going to happen.
It's gonna happen. I didn't buy anything in the Thanksgiving sale.
What?
Yeah, didn't buy a single fucking game.
You held out.
I held out.
You fasted yourself.
Not sure the shit is Chivalry Medieval Warfare. Pretty fucking awesome game so far. It's a team-based like medieval combat game. You got a few different classes. Is Archer, Man at Arms, which is kind of just I'd almost say Rangers type of class. It's more like running guns type of swordplay. This jack of all trades, master of none almost. The Vanguard, my favorite, he's a pikeman. He uses like halberds, pikes, spears, that type of thing. And knights, which are the slow sword and shield or two-handed sword type, classic knight.
Yeah. Your basic badass and armor kind of situation.
The melee combat on it's really fucking frantic. I love it. I really fucking hate archers though, because I'll be getting this epic fucking sword, combat with some guy, and we'll be going at it for a good 30 seconds or so. Some archer will just come by and shoot me in the head and kill me. I'm like, fuck you.
You cheap son of a bitch.
Just let us fucking. This is a fucking sword game. If you want to go play a shooting game, there's plenty more out there. Fuck you. There's not many games that get melee combat right. It's got bunch of different game modes on there. There's the classic team deathmatch, and there's like King of the Hill, Capture the Flag. These objective based ones, like go kill the Duke of the other team, and you pretty much like do a full on castle invasion. You go through different stages, and in the environments, there's ballistas you can use, catapults. One of my favorites, bowling oil. If you're defending, you can pour it on the attackers. Especially like
Nice.
you have to use a battering ram with your teammates to knock down their gates, and that's when you can drop the boiling oil on them and really fuck their shit up.
I know this is a random side note, but I got a horror movie in a bar called The Bloody Pit of Horror. It's from the 60s, starring Mickey Hargitay as the Crimson Executioner. But that's one of the things he does to people as he pours boiling oil on them. They like writhe in pain.
Oh yeah, it'd be miserable.
Wonderful.
But yeah, the main downside of this game is you got a really fucking toxic community. Everyone talks shit. You kill somebody, and
It's probably a bunch of like leftover League of Legends players.
Probably. I've got into this game pretty late into its lifespan, so what's left are like the people who are really good at it, and the people who are really shitty at it but think they're really good at it, and they will shit talk you when you kill them. And because of the nature of the game, it's very visceral melee combat, and like I said, you'll be in a good sword fight with someone, and then you'll get killed out from nowhere from somewhere else, and it will piss you off because, you know, you just spent 30 seconds to a minute having an awesome, fun-ass fight, then all of a sudden dead. You know.
Bummer.
That aside, though, Chivalry
Boom, boom,
is
boom.
the shit. I recommend it. You can get it pretty cheap. I think when it's not on sale, it's like a $15 game or something. It'll
That's
run
not
on,
bad.
Yeah, I think it'll run on most computers these days. The graphics aren't anything spectacular. They're about a generation or two removed at this point.
So my computer might actually run it.
Maybe.
Well, that's good. Well, it's nice that you have something nice to say.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you. It's to that point of the episode, though, where we're going to get to some calls. We got a couple jingles you might hear. The first one...
You want to do both or just one?
Our number is 682-777 good. You know that. You
Give
should.
us a call.
It's good.
If you don't fucking call our hotline, though, however, I'm just going to get a little dark with you. If you don't fucking call it, this shit right here is what's going to fucking happen.
For those of you who haven't called the show, a warning. If you do not call, you will awaken Satan, and infants shall fall from the sky. Bears will feast on the slow and the witless. Vaginas will turn to stone. Serpents rise from the ground. Fly into your sphincter and bite. Demons will travel back in time and rape your father. Hell, Satan! You've been warned.
You don't want your father to be raped by Satan, so you should fucking call 682-777 good.
We got a few calls to
devil
save
is
y'all's hide this week. So.
There's a few people going to die for your sins this week.
Yeah.
So let's...
We got a call
Ooh.
from Jackson.
Oh, Jackson.
That's who I want to be my
Brother.
salvation.
Hey, oh, son of a bitch. Wow, this is Jackson. I'm sitting here in your living room right now. Just want to know. Well, one, I want to know what you're outside doing. Two, I'm thinking, well, I started playing Star Wars Battlefront the other day. I know you said something, you ain't played the game other than the beta, but I know Josh, I ain't sure if Josh been playing it. Let me know what you think.
I think you might have been distracted.
That is the most incoherent call we've had so far.
I think
It sounded like he got a little distracted by something called heroin.
it also sounded like he mistakenly called this show when he
Yeah.
was trying to call the Paul Feinbaum show and talk about Alabama football.
He realized he dialed the wrong number.
I'm gonna hang up and listen, pal.
I'll take my answer off the air. I don't know what to think about Battlefront. I don't even know half of what the fuck you just said, to be honest with you.
Jackson, lay off the needle, brother.
Just a disclaimer, our friend Jackson is not on heroin. He's
No,
just a fucking
he's
idiot.
He's just naturally that dumb.
Yeah, it comes to him.
Just called a shot of downs.
I wish he would. Sorry, Jackson. You're gonna have to speak a little louder next time. Turn the radio down and speak a little louder.
We got a bit of a celebrity call here.
I'm curious about this one.
You just call him Bill.
Oh shit, I'm on the phone. Shut the fuck up, boy. My name is Bill, and I was wondering if there could be a video game based on a serial killer. Which one you'd really like to see? Hold on one second. Shut the fuck up, boy. I will spin you on. But yeah, big fan. First time calling. But yeah, just what serial killer would you guys like to see portrayed in a video game? Yeah, maybe in the video game he could be trying to kill a big fat lady. Alright, bye.
Oh fuck! Great. It's Buffalo Bill.
It puts the lotion on its call.
God. Oh my God.
Maybe in the video game you could be killing a big fat lady.
Was she a great big old fat lady?
What serial killer?
Mrs. Lippman had a son.
What video serial killer would you want a game made about? I want Ted Bundy.
Dude, you took the words right out of my mouth. Ted Bundy or Charles, which, Charlie didn't actually kill nobody.
Yeah.
a Charlie Manson.
That would be a text-based adventure game.
A Charlie Manson would make a really good fucking RPG.
It would be Clock Tower.
Instead of building bases and shit, you got to build the family.
It would be Clock Tower, and you'd be scared to death.
Charlie just gave all of his followers 50 hits of acid. Like fucking community kill spree is up 2 points.
Hide in this box and hope you don't die.
You have to have a +5 diplomacy to carry out the tape murders. Ted Bundy would be a good one. You have to kill and eat your victims to not get in trouble with the law. Wait a minute. Ted Bundy did eat people, right?
He didn't eat them.
Dahmer
ate him.
Yeah, Jeffrey Dahmer ate him.
Ted Bundy just raped him and killed him, didn't he?
He did. Bundy
in no particular order there.
Bundy was all business,
Well, as Slayer said, everybody knows you kill them, then rape them. Thank you, Slayer.
He's not technically a serial killer, but an O.J. Simpson would make a sweet racing game.
Bronco Bash 91.
The Bronco Bruiser.
You can unlock different painted Broncos. This one's got flames on the side.
There's a fucking mini game where you have to put a black glove on, but purposely not make it fit.
And then go steal all your trophies.
And you gotta dodge. There's a quick time event where you have to make OJ dodge air conditioning units outside of his house. That air conditioning's gonna fuck you up, AC. Do you some good, gonna do you some harm.
You get the nitro upgrade on your Bronco, and every time you hit it, you hear OJ go, "We gotta hit the juice."
That's perfect because his nickname in football was the Juice.
I'll never forget being in third grade. So really, I rationally could not comprehend what the OJ case was, but we had to watch it on TV because it was like big current events, I guess, in school. And me and somebody were talking about something, and I don't know, it pissed my teacher off, Miss McIntosh, rest her soul. She was a beautiful woman, but she got really pissed. She was like, no, he's guilty. And got just sprayed this. And I'm like,
can we color?
Yeah, can we not talk about this? Because I don't even know what's up. We're just saying this guy that's smiling all the time killed some lady, and I just don't believe it. I was like, I'm in third grade. I don't know.
He's got candy. He can't be bad.
Yeah, dude.
He was an NFL football player. He's an American hero.
I mean, look at it. That glove don't fit.
He was in Lethal Weapon 33 1/3. He can't be that bad.
Right. And his character in the Lethal Weapon movies is amazing.
Indeed, he was.
Going backwards off the stairs in the wheelchair.
Oh, dude, my favorite part of any Lethal Weapon movies, little side note, is in the third one where... And it's slightly racist, but it's...
33 1/3?
It's not overly 33 1/3. Yeah, it's not. Wow, a lot just happened. I apologize.
You should apologize.
My dog is scratching at the door.
Like a cocksucker.
Stop being a cock goblin, Roscoe. Okay. It's subsided. But all I was gonna say is a woman drops her baby down these stairs, and O.J. Simpson catches the baby, and then another woman drops multiple babies in their carriage down these stairs, and he catches them. And while he's catching all these babies, you just see this fucking lawnmower come out of nowhere and start running downstairs. This like Spanish gardener is chasing after it, going, "My lawnmower!" Because all these women are running downstairs, being like, "My baby!" And he's like, "My lawnmower!" Fucking golden, so funny.
Leslie
So,
Nielsen.
is that
rest
it?
in peace.
That's it. That's all our calls.
Well, we're about an hour and 30 in, so that ain't too bad for a bullshit episode.
Yeah. Have we ever done a non-bullshit episode?
I don't know.
Talking that shit, dog.
This is that shitbird from Shitsburg
Shitbird.
episode.
Shitsburg.
We got some things coming up for you. We're probably going to plan out a Christmas episode of some sort. We'll just talk about holiday memories of video game yesteryear.
The unholy of holies.
Yeah. As always, though, you can follow us over at goodoldgamers.com. You can follow us on our Facebook group.
Follow us on Twitter at Good Old Gamers. I'm going to be doing a lot more.
Yeah, Brandon's wanting to up the Twitter game. Instagram, too, right?
Yeah, I've been too like out of my gourd to really do a whole lot of that, but we are moving towards like Instagram and other forms of social media that's not Facebook that doesn't try to fuck us out of money.
We're definitely
Right.
moving toward YouTube. We're gonna you're gonna be getting to see our mugs before too long.
Bless your souls.
It may fucking repulse you beyond belief. It may arouse you beyond belief.
It will do both.
You don't know. Yeah, it may at the same time.
You'll be.
You don't know if you don't want to. You don't know if you want to ejaculate or fucking throw up. It's going to be an ejaculation from one hole in your body, whether it's your mouth or your.
It's
your
kind
dick.
of like seeing a trailer trash bitch is like, man, she's nasty, but I bet she could
She's
suck
that-
the chrome
she's
off
that-
a doorknob. Like,
Yeah, she's trailer
that,
pretty.
Yeah, she's that skanky hot. You're like, she might smoke a pack of Marlboro Reds and kick you in the teeth, but I bet you that pussy's gold.
Dude, she's trailer pretty, and I like it.
That's terrible.
It's true.
Terrible. On a serious side note, we got a friend in need still.
Yeah.
This will be the third time we
Yeah.
plugged it, so.
yeah, if you want to know more about it, I'm not going to go into a long spiel here.
Yeah, you
check
can
out the
hit
Facebook
one of us
page.
up.
Check out the Facebook page. It's pinned to the top right now. Just a friend of the show. She's going through some things. She might have cancer. She's a single mom of 2 kids. Every time she goes to see a doctor, which is often because, it's possibly
It
cancer.
costs money.
Costs about $350, I believe. So she needs help. So it's a GoFundMe. So if you got $10 or something, throw it in there. If you ain't got money, give it a like and a share,
Yeah.
and maybe someone with money will see it, and it all helps. So we appreciate that.
Yeah, $1 to $1,000, anything would be much appreciated.
Yep.
And like Brandon said, if you can just get it out there and let it be known, that counts just as much as sending money, because like he said, somebody will see it eventually.
Yeah, someone with some money and a good heart might see it and help. So anything y'all can do, we appreciate.
And it's the holidays, so just remember, think about somebody other than yourself.
Yeah.
In all honesty, So give that a look-see, and check that out. As far as our stupid asses go, like I said, goodoldgamers.com. If you want to look fly, feel good, and get all the honeys, go to goodoldgamers.com/swag and get your shit. Definitely buy them clothes.
I need to really, really start upping our game in that department too.
We need to up our game in a couple things.
Yeah.
We talked earlier about having a cuckold shirt.
Yeah.
Because that's becoming a trademark.
Because everybody
term of
loves
ours.
to let their wife fuck somebody else.
Oh yeah, definitely.
No, but
That just means I ain't
just-
gonna fuck her. Like,
just don't tell mine that. But you can check us out on there on Twitter, Good Old Gamers Podcast. On Facebook, our page name is Good Old Gamers Podcast. Instagram's coming. You can pick the podcast up on iTunes, Twitcher,
Stitcher, you mean?
Stitcher, Twitcher.
Twitcher.
That's
That's
the meth head site. We're
I
not
was about to
affiliated.
say.
That's
not
the meth head dating site.
We're not. Oh
12.
my god!
Extra points for extra teeth.
How'd you meet your wife? We were swapping needles. Ugh. That's why you're in domestic
As soon as Google
violence
Play
court.
goes live with their podcast, we'll be on there. I'm very excited for that because fuck Apple and iTunes, but whatever.
We're on there too. So.
Yes, give us reviews. We could use them.
Yeah, any reviews you want to do. Any listeners that still be interested in possibly writing for the site, we could be looking for somebody like you to help out with the podcast, especially when we make the transition to YouTube. Probably going to have somewhat of a small team working underneath us. So if you got, you're out there listening, you think you got something you can contribute, feel free to hit me or Brandon up. We might could figure something out for you.
682-777
yes, 682-777 good. You better call us if you don't want your fucking dad raped by Satan, and if you don't want infants to fall out of the sky.
Well, I do want that, but I don't want vaginas to turn to stone.
That's what I was fixing to get at. You do not want vaginas to turn to stone, so you better pick up the phone and call. Do you want vaginas to turn to stone, Seth?
I ain't into that hard pussy, dog.
See, that's what I'm
It don't
saying.
matter how much you lube it up, still hard as a rock.
Yeah.
Dude. What's that hard pussy?
You could pour bacon grease on it, and it would still just like it's like a rock with bacon grease on it.
Yeah.
The only thing you're gonna penetrate is the doors of a hospital when you break your dick trying to forced entry.
Talking about raw dogging.
Forced entry. Yeah. This is the rawest of dogging.
Rawest of dogging.
If you will. But Seth, since you're a first time listener, there is something we say around here.
I think. Game over, man.
Game over.
Please don't go. The drones need you. They look up to you.